this with one. I can hold this with one hand. Right? Oh, I'm gonna sit on the ground with you. Okay. All right. Mine. So, I'll hold this here. I really should get my stand, but whatever. We'll deal with it. What's up, James? Merry belated Christmas, man. Mine. Yep. So I've got I don't know if, I really love this brand. It's called Pork Chops. It's like, rather than rawhide, it's these compressed pigskin. Um, they shape them like bones. They're not bones, but it's just a lot of layers of pigskin. And I find that I really like these because allegedly they're highly that they digest much easier, but they last a while. They last a long time. Um, so you have to excuse me. I am still getting over. I got some kind of chest infection, but I don't know if you've ever seen any of the Clark videos, James. But you couldn't get within like 10 feet of Clark when he had something, and oftentimes when he would get possession of something, he would want to possess it and run away. And of course, if you pursued him, he would immediately start attacking you. And so, if you watch what I did within that first video, really, we're just extending that process, repeating it, but also tweaking it kind of as we go. And so, one of the things we've been doing, what's up, Robert? Appreciate everybody who liked the video. One of the things we've been doing that's really been helping is if I hold the item and then I let him start chewing, and then I wait for a moment where he becomes pretty invested in it, like he's kind of really getting into it, then I'll claim it back. Yeah, I know. Good boy. And then once I claim it back, good boy. I wasn't even trying to claim it, but he was giving me his full attention. No, we actually haven't tried it with we've done pig. I didn't know this. I guess Clark's owners had actually they found an article. I'm inclined to think it is true, but I guess pig ears is like the number one thing that dogs will resource guard. Oh, I appreciate it, Robert. It's actually not my dog's client's dog. But thank you. My dog's at my parents' house right now. But thank you. Clark is a pretty handsome guy. But what you notice, because like I said before, you couldn't touch Clark, you couldn't get near Clark, and now, you know what? Once I show him something, and I'm able to claim it from him, and he's showing he's willing to give it up, and then I can make physical contact with him. He's going to be agreeable to it. Then I'll just let him have it, and then I'll kind of test him from there. Right, so when he starts kind of getting into it like this would be a moment where I would, mine, very good, where I would claim it back. Excellent. Yeah, you're doing great, man. You're doing great. Yeah, you're doing great, buddy. He really wants it. He really wants it. But this is the first time we've done it with a. He's done really, really well with the pig ears. We've tried a variety of things. This is the first time I've done it with one of these pork chops. I mean, it's still pig. Like it probably tastes similar to the pig ear because it's all pig skin. But what's interesting is like I've noticed because if you watch the video that I made with him, I have shoe inserts, like the Dr. Scholl's kind of things, and he got a hold of one of them and he made a pretty big deal about it. Like he tried to run off with it, and we got into a power struggle over that, and little things like that is where we have a huge improvement over where like he see now where he'll even like make physical contact with me. I don't have an issue with him being over me. I care more about the fact that he's able to make contact with me, and he's not going to have an issue with it. Because before, you couldn't get near him, you couldn't touch him, you couldn't do shit. Um, but he was kind of pawing at the shoe inserts the other day, and I was able to go over there and I told him to ignore it, and he immediately left it alone. So we didn't have an issue over that. English Springer Spaniel, KDR. English Springer Spaniel, yeah. He's not my dog though. He's a client's dog. It's serious resource guarding issues, but he's come a very long way. Mine. Excellent. See when he repeatedly shows me, all right, I'm going to disengage, and then he gives me his attention. I'm feeling a little bit better, Ryan. I'm not running a fever anymore. It's kind of all settled into my chest, so now I'm just coughing shit up. I'm feeling better than I was, definitely. I appreciate you asking, though, man. So when he does that and he moves off of it, I'm going to give it to him. I'll let him have it. I'll let him have it, and then we will just. But see, even this would have been impossible before. You couldn't do this. You could not do this with him before. You couldn't get in his physical space. You couldn't touch him. You couldn't none of that. I don't care that he's on top of me. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that I can make contact with him, be in proximity to him while he's got it, and we don't have a problem. But I can also like stand up, move around, walk around him. I could leave the area, come back, and he's still not going to have an issue with it. So I do all those little tests. What's up, Neha? Appreciate you joining. Right. I guess one way or another, man, you're either going to get a dog or you're going to Red Robin, right? That's funny. Right, you're either getting a hot dog or a hamburger. So, like with this, because every little movement matters. When you have a dog with an issue like Clark's, I like to test every little fucking movement, right? So even me moving to stand up could trigger a dog like him. Wow, I'm having like a really intense case of deja vu right now. This is crazy. Um, you see the fact that he's even coming to me, because one thing I noticed with Buck, Buck will try to move away from you, especially when you try to close the distance with him. He was laying in front of me, and when I would try to move my leg towards him, he would physically move away. So I'm noticing Clark is starting to do things where he'll actually come to me with something, and he's not making a stink about it. There you go, Ryan. Oh, happy belated Christmas to everybody, by the way. I wasn't able to see my family yesterday, unfortunately, because my dad's got a weak immune system, man. If he gets what I got, he'll be sick for like 2 months. Right. So if I stand up, right? Exactly. We don't have a problem. I can walk past him. We don't have a problem. Right, buddy? And he'll even move away from the item on his own. So, getting here, I didn't punish Clark. I didn't use positive reinforcement. I didn't, I didn't use operant conditioning. What's up, Delta? It's just simply, this was all done on a social level. I simply had to dominate Clark in the right way to where rather than him thinking, all right, I own this, and if you get near me, I'm going to discipline you. Now he understands all this shit is mine, and it's not his position within this hierarchy to do that to me, right? I own all of this shit. So he's not going to express some kind of disagreement or dispute or try to fight me for it, right? But I didn't need to slap an e-collar. And if you'd seen the Clark videos, like he's a very serious dog. Like, I mean, he's out to hurt you. But we didn't need to slap an e-collar on him, shock him. I didn't need to do any sort of counter conditioning bullshit. We didn't need to do any of that, right? We're simply applying our understanding of hierarchy, strength of personality, communication, and that's how we get where we need to go. And then we just repeat that, repeat that, repeat that until the perception of Clark, the perception he has not only of me, but of his owners, changes. Right? So rather than him perceiving himself as higher than everybody within the social hierarchy, he's now understanding, all right, I don't own any of this shit anymore. I'm not at the top of this hierarchy. They are. But you demonstrate it through the strength of your communication. Like when Clark goes to attack you, most people would show weakness. They recoil, or they panic, or they run away. So all Clark understands is, well, you're showing me weakness, so I now know how to control you. So when you show him that none of that works, you stand your ground, but you push back on him. Not in a sense, you don't want to push back in a sense, you don't want to escalate things, but you do want to assert yourself so that the dog understands, okay, I can't, this individual is stronger than me, and so I will submit to this individual. Right. Well, it's so with dogs like Clark, Ryan, it's kind of a twofold issue, right? Where Clark does very good waiting and showing me all the signs that he understands that object is mine. That's half of the equation. The other half is once he actually has control of it like he does now, he still needs to, there's that line in his mind where he would think, okay, now I have control over it. So if you come near me, I will discipline you. So we had to extend that. His understanding of that being mine, it has to be complete. Where just because you have it doesn't mean it's yours. I'm giving it to you, right? But he needs to be agreeable and understand that it's still mine, even if he's got it. So there's that other half of it that we had to work through. No, Ryan, you doesn't matter because, like, obviously, I buy things like that for Goose. It's hers, right? But in the act of giving it, even if it's an item just for the dog, I know he does Delta, doesn't he? I've thought that too. He does have big paws. Even if it's something you buy just for the dog still has to understand that it's yours, right? You own it all. You are giving it to them, but there are still rules around it. The relationship they have to that thing and how that relates to you still has to be the same. And so you may see that I've got shit all over the floor, but one common mistake people do is they'll get a dog, and the first thing they'll do is buy a bunch of stuff for the dog to have, but it's like this free for all where they'll just throw the toys on the floor and the whatever, and so the dog has access to it all the time, and there's never any boundaries or rules established around it. So the dog goes day to day believing that, well, this is all my shit. And so over time, that's how these problems can start to develop. So when you first bring a dog in, you have to establish the order of things, and then you can begin to become less rigid. Like, the only reason I'm leaving this shit out now is because Clark has consistently shown that there's not going to be any problems around any of this stuff. But this is also why using a leash for this sort of thing to me is just it's useless. Why would I need a leash when this is about the communication, the interaction, how the dog sees me? I don't need a fucking leash for that. To me, it's a really stupid idea. Right? Because if this is about a social interaction, well, what we did at the beginning was a social interaction. This is all a social interaction. We got here through the way we are interacting. The leash has its place, right? It's and see, now I can, right? Very good. Um, the leash is a means to an end, right? There are times when a leash in the home may be necessary, but those are very specific contexts. And it's just sort of an as needed thing. Right, I mean, look at that. He's even approaching me with it. I mean, that's what I want to see. I love that. Right, Ryan. Yeah, you can use the leash to keep a dog in one spot and to kind of force them to relax. That's one way we would use the leash. Or one reason I would use the leash in the home. There's only a couple of others, but when it comes to like food aggression and research, I've never used a leash for that, and I don't see why you would think that that's the only way to get this problem solved. Especially since, like, you know, the individual who believes that that's the only way, I mean, he's literally pulling the dog off of the food with the leash. How is that any different than me saying something to send the dog off of the food? How is it any different? I mean, the difference is now I'm not fucking choking the dog, you know, when it's in the middle of swallowing something. There's the difference for me. But if I can say something, if I can verbalize something or make a sound and the dog comes off the food, what's the difference? No, for sure, Delta. What I'm saying is I'm mostly talking about inside, but like outside, still the leash is a means to an end for me. We use the leash in a particular way to achieve that follower state in the dog, and then we begin to phase out the leash. Right? So you see the way my dog just follows me around everywhere. We achieve that mentality, that connection, and then the leash becomes irrelevant. So now, let's see. Here, we got another pig here, man. Let's do this. Okay. Oh, let's do this one. Mine. Good boy. Inside, like I said, Delta, there's just a couple of situations where a leash is going to be helpful inside. But beyond that, yeah, it's not, you know, like the leash is something I'll use for, like if people have issues with, you know, calling their dog won't come to them when they call them. Of course, the first thing we have to understand is, does the dog even know what it is you're saying? But if the dog demonstrates that you call the dog to you and it does it, but there's times where it's like, I don't feel like it. Now you can use the leash to follow through. But again, you would still phase it out. Or I've used leashes inside where if a dog just can't sit still, then I'll put the leash on as a way to kind of force it into one position. And then the dog, as a byproduct of that, will just relax. Right? Mine? Excellent. See, like that. I don't want to have to repeat myself. Right? Very good. Now I'll give it to him. He's doing so well. Right, that's why, Ryan, you want to, you know, off leash isn't something like you don't need to reach that level. Just get your dog good on a, you know, really good on a leash. I just like to do it, well, for a few different reasons, but does he tell? Well, that's something we've worked on. You know, because Clark is pretty impulsive, but you know, like the level I have Goose at, where I have 100% trust, like she's not going to impulsively chase things. A dog could be barking at her as we pass 5 feet away. She's not going to engage. She doesn't go up and run up to people and bother. She doesn't do any of that shit. Right? So when I'm out, you know, I got my dog off leash. I know what people feel about it, so you know, I'll give them space, but I know like Goose isn't going to do anything, you know. Yeah, in your case, Ryan, for sure. Definitely. If you get flashbanged. So, you know, like right here. if I move my foot closer. Even little things like that, believe it or not, little things like that would set a dog like Clark off. Those little movements really do fucking matter. So when it's the dog can consistently show me, like day in and day out, situation after situation. Because the goal is, of course, right? We want to see a progressive diminishment. And I often say progress is not like this straight line up, right? It looks like a stock chart. You're going to have peaks and valleys. You're going to have bumps in the road. But is the overall trend moving in the right direction? And so what I've experienced with Clark when he stays here is we definitely have. There have been little bumps in the road, but the last couple of days have been really, really smooth. Like we haven't had a problem. So it's that level. Now we're working on making that consistent. I want that consistency day in and day out, where now I can start to kind of expand that, and I can trust Clark that no matter what the situation, he's going to engage correctly. He understands the expectations, right? What's up, bread feed? Well, Ryan, it's like you saw the video with Milo. Milo used to be awful in public. So, you know, we can get there. It's going to take some work. We can get there. Really appreciate everybody who's liked the video. Appreciate everybody who's joined. Thank you so much. Really wanted to give you guys a Clark update because Clark is one of those dogs that people would give up on very quick. If you've watched the first Clark video, his owners are reaching out for help. It's funny, the same people that set them up for failure are also the same people that turn around and say, oh, just get rid of the dog. You can't solve this problem. It's like, wow. So as far as the people they were reaching out to help for, he's a lost cause. Don't even bother. Yet here we are. And if you saw the first video with him, I mean, he's full on attacking me. Clark, this thing I respect about dogs like Clark is he's as serious as a heart attack, man. Clark doesn't fuck around. And I actually really respect that about him. He eats loud. Well, the pig ears too are also very crunchy, Delta. They're very crunchy. What do you think? You enjoy that? Yeah. Let me give him some more water here. Those pig ears make them thirsty. Thing with Clark though is he's so sloppy when he drinks. So I got to keep a towel. Wipe his mouth, cause man, he drips that shit everywhere. And look, Ryan, man, I've you know, my previous dog, you know, he's really why I do what I do. And people ask me, what's the most difficult dog you've ever worked with? I still say Bruno. So I've been through it with my own dog, you know, and thinking like, is this an insurmountable mountain? Like, will I ever fix this? Will I ever change this? You know. Um, but I was also learning. You know, I was still figuring it out. Lieutenant. I like that actually, Lieutenant. I like that. Oh yeah? I didn't know you were deaf too, Ryan. Jesus. What's up, Marcella? Appreciate you joining. Do they? They don't say lieutenant, it's lieutenant? I didn't know that. Here, let me help you with the water, man. Alright. Well, you did better that time than most. Usually there's like a whole fucking pool over here. Over here. Alright, Clark, let's do a lick mat. We got bacon. Is it bacon maple peanut butter? 4 dogs. We had a little bit of a tiff over this the other night, but it was my fault. So, but he's done really, really well since then. Mine. Very good. Sorry, guys, I need to. Let's see. No, you don't. You don't need a lick, Matt Ryan. The yeah, he was at attention. He was waiting. But that's what I want. I want him to look at me, not the food. No, personally, to me, lick mats is like, I don't see the point. But his owners, they got him for him, and it's just something else we can test out. Um, because he does really love this peanut butter. It's like if you notice with the lick mat, as opposed to even like something like that or the pig ear, when I say mine, I have to kind of, because he's a little bit more invested in this. So this is a good test. Doesn't quite come off of it. Mine. Very good. But he's still done very, very well with it. Yeah, my favorite stuff, Ryan, is stuff like that. I love stuff like that. Collagen sticks, bully sticks. Goose really loves the pig ears. I had something last night. It was actually pretty cheap too. And it lasted a long time. Clark was chewing on it. I don't remember what it was though. I'm gonna have to get another one. Yeah, just a little bit deltas with the lick mat. He's almost perfect with everything else. The lick mat doesn't come off of it immediately, but I can still, I can still be close to him and touch him and he doesn't have a problem with it. But I can also still give this to him and walk around and we don't have an issue. But I would like him to come off of it. I just think he really fucking loves this peanut butter. Mine, mine. Uh-uh. All right. But yeah, like I can give it to him and I can stand up. You know, I can get near him. We don't have a problem. And to me, that's more important, especially when you have kids in the home. So that's the main thing I want to see. Would I like him to come off of it immediately? Sure. But he still doesn't really put up a fight. Yeah, we're pretty good. We're pretty good. But yeah, Delta, there's just little things we got to smooth out. Just some little things. Overall, though, he's doing really well. And then, of course, we'll be this like if I walk away. I love it when the dog just comes off of it and follows me. You know, but he does really love that peanut butter. Yeah, that one, he's like, I'm finishing this shit. But, can I step over him? Yep, I can step over him. I can get close to him. You couldn't do this before with Clark. You couldn't. Couldn't do any of this shit. Even me just having my foot here. Like, especially if you watch that first video, this would be a no go. Oh, yeah, he loves that. I don't blame him, man. I smelled it. I'm like, this shit smells good. Yeah, this, like, what did it say? These maple bacon. Let's see. Bangin' bacon. Buddy butter. Bangin' bacon. Yeah, it's for dogs, so. Because I thought about trying it and I saw it's for. I'm like, it's for dogs. Never mind. Although I don't know, it's probably not much different than Jif or something like that. Is one thing Clark would do, let's say what he used to do, say if I left and came back, he would immediately be like, fuck off. And he would also attempt to possess the item. Like if it were this, say I left and came back, he would pick it up and run away. So that was a clear sign to me. It was like, okay, we're gonna have a little conflict. So the fact that I can leave, come back, and he's not escalating or showing me those same that he's in that same mentality is really really good. Yeah, there might be less salt in there, right? Now let's see. Can I get on the floor with it? Yeah, man, I can get on the floor with it. Definitely. Oh yeah, yeah. And even when it's all gone, he'll still be kind of working it. He really, he wants to get every little fucking morsel of that peanut butter. He is also like I purposely fed him a little less this morning because I want him to be more hungry when we do this stuff. So he didn't really have um, a sizable breakfast. Let's put it that way. And then I can just see this. Excellent, very good, Clark. Mine. Yeah, very nice, buddy. Very nice. All right, finish her off. Very proud of him. Very, very proud of him. Yeah, so and you guys out there, you run across these people that say this sort of dog can't be fucking helped. They're either full of shit or they just don't know. But these are also the same kind of dog. I've been watching a lot of I've been listening to a lot of Ivan Balabanov's podcasts that he's done with different people and all, especially like the veterinary side of things and the amount of drugs that gets prescribed to dogs like Clark. It's really sad because they'll attribute, like I put a clip of Zach George in my recent parallels between the rising aggressive behavior in dogs and kids, where he's talking about, you know, somebody asked him, what causes a dog to attack its owner? And he said, of course, oh, it's always fear. But then he said, either that or it's some kind of mental disorder in the dog. And then that'd be a dog where you may need to prescribe drugs for. It's like, get the fuck out of here, man. These people don't seek to actually understand this animal. It is a damn lie, Delta. He's going to be living proof that it's a fucking lie. Ryan, personally, I've never done heartworm. Yeah, oh boy. I've never done heartworm because for me, um, if my diet is really good, then the immune system of that dog should be working well enough to where heartworm isn't an issue. I've had 3 dogs, never did heartworm. My previous 2 dogs lived to 14 years, no heartworm. Of course, I mean she's still young, but no heartworm. Um, Now the flea and tick, the flea and tick that I really like, don't do the topical chemicals. That shit is terrible. Or the collar. Don't do that shit. Those things are terrible. They've been linked to cancer. Um, but they make these chewables. It's like flea and tick chewables that it's more of an internal thing and it comes out through their skin. Those I found actually work really well, and I do like the fact that it's more of an edible. That would be my recommendation. Now, if you want to be safe, like James said, if you want to be safe, maybe you're in an area where there's a lot of them, then do the heartworm. For me though, I've always just believed that diet is the best medicine. Just like when you feed a dog correctly, you don't have to clean their teeth. You don't have to worry about. Um, there was one other thing. Now I'm drawing a blank. Basically, your dog's going to be, their immune system will be working efficiently, and you won't need to worry about any of that stuff. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna make Clark another mat for later. Yeah, we're gonna do this again later, bud. Oh shit, that is cheap, James. Yeah, whatever you're comfortable with, Ryan. That's just, I like I don't mind a lot of risk. It's just like with the vaccines. I never did vaccines for my previous two dogs. And it's funny, they always talk, oh, you need the yearly rabies vaccine. But if you actually investigate it, there's literally like one case of rabies every year in the whole country. And that includes, if I remember correctly, I think that even included wild animals. If I remember, maybe I'm wrong. But then I found some studies. What was interesting is I found studies about the efficacy of the vaccines. Because, I mean, think about it. If a vaccine works, why would you need one every year, right? So the studies I found didn't agree with one another. One study had said that their findings were that one vaccine would last at least a minimum of 4 years. Another vaccine had said 7 years, and another study had said that one vaccine should last the lifetime of the dog. Like the antibodies was enough for the lifetime of the dog. And so I'm thinking like, well, who fucking knows? Yeah, the parvo. I don't blame you, James. Parvo's a bitch, man. Now I'm gonna give Clark a little bit more of that there. Yeah, that sucks, James. Yeah, he's really good about waiting, Delta. Definitely. But thank you for noticing. There's still more on there, man. You want more? There's still more on there. No? Okay. All right. Put this one in the freezer. All right, I'll put this one in the freezer. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Yeah. Yeah, you've done very well. You've done very well. You've done very well. Yes, you have. Oh, what do you see? Oh, he hears the noise upstairs. Appreciate everybody who's liked the video. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Well, just wanted to show you guys what's going on with Mr. Clark. No, Clark really doesn't. Clark, if he hears something outside, he'll start. It's not, he doesn't do it always. Sometimes when he hears noises upstairs, though, he will. So I'll have to tell him to stop. But that's really about it. That's really about it. Yeah, like now there's loud sounds coming from upstairs. I don't know, you guys might even be able to hear that. It's pretty fucking loud. I think they're doing some kind of work renovation or something upstairs. But all right then. Well, appreciate everybody for joining. What you think, man? Should we go out for a little bit? Yeah. Hell yeah, you guys. I'll probably, oh, just a reminder. So the Miracle Canine, I'll be on Miracle Canine's show January 1st, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Just to remind everybody, I made a post about it. Really looking forward to that. Which I believe is what, next Thursday? So, so, yeah, stay tuned. Should be a really good conversation with David. And we'll see. I'm hoping I'll feel better in the next couple days. Good enough to I don't know, maybe put together another video for you guys. Yeah, you should be able to order that stuff online, man. Definitely. Anyway, guys. Hope y'all have a wonderful. What fucking day is it today? Oh, Friday. Hope y'all have a wonderful Friday. Thank you for joining. Thanks for everybody for liking. I think Clark's got to go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna take him out. But appreciate everybody. Happy Merry Christmas to everybody. And I'm sure I'll see y'all again before the new year, but Happy New Year anyway, right? All right, guys. Take care. Later, James.